T, welcome back to the program. We are joined again by Trenzilla, the CEO of Euro-Pacific Asset Management, and also the host of the very popular Peter Schiff Show. So thank you for coming on. It seems like not a single day passes by now without some new shocks to the international economy. And I thought, yeah, a great place to start might be gold because I remember when I initially began to buy gold back in 2008. And I was actually listening to you reading your books, Crash Proof especially. So, but the prices now are quite different, passing 4,000 US dollar an ounce. So, what is happening with gold now? How do you explain this? Yeah, well, it's easy to explain it because I've been forecasting it for years. You know, when I first started recommending it to my brokerage clients at Europe Pacific Capital, gold was, around 300, a little bit cheaper. So it's more than 10 times from there. It's actually done better than the S&P 500 over the course of the past 25 years or so. And that's a reflection of the bad monetary policy and fiscal policy of the United States government that has been destroying the value of our currency. And as a result, you need more units of the currency to buy things. That's why the stock market is so much higher now. It's not because the companies are really that much more valuable. It's just that the dollars that people use to buy them are that much less valuable. So, based on when I first started recommending gold, you need, 4 to 5 times as many dollars to buy the Dow Jones, but you need 11 times as many to buy an ounce of gold, right? That puts it in perspective. Because in terms of gold, the stock market has actually declined quite a bit, right? If you measure it in terms of real money, which is what gold is. Gold is money that the Federal Reserve can't create out of thin air, and so its purchasing power is going to be maintained. In fact, gold's purchasing power goes up because prices are supposed to come down. That's how capitalism works. We come up with more efficient ways to produce things. We develop economies of scale, and prices are supposed to go down. And if you measure prices in real money, they do go down. It's only when you're stuck with a fiat currency created by a government that we experience rising prices. Well, Donald Trump, as well as Scott Bessent for that sake, had been announcing that the economy is booming. Yet we just saw, well, I guess that reaction says it all. And at the same time, we see that interest rates are now being cut, which also makes the question to what extent defending the US dollar is any more a priority. But what is the thought or argument behind it? Because is the cheap money going to restore the economic might? But why would it be required then if the economy is booming? Oh, okay. If you're claiming that the economy is booming and Trump doesn't just say it's booming, it's the strongest in the history of the country. So that means it's the biggest boom, right? It's bigger than the Roaring Twenties, right? It's never been this good. And he says it's the hottest economy in the world. So it's the strongest economy in the history of America, and it's the strongest economy in the world. That's inconsistent with demanding that the Federal Reserve slash interest rates. But it's also inconsistent with the public. I just saw yesterday, Donald Trump's approval ratings on the economy, just on the economy, are the lowest they've ever been. That includes his first term. I think he's got about a 33% approval rating on the economy. 60% of the people disapprove of his handling of the economy. Now, if the economy were doing great, you would figure that more people would give him credit for it, right? I mean, usually whether the economy is good or bad, even if it's got nothing to do with the president gets the blame if it's bad, and he gets the credit if it's good. And so if the public is saying they're unhappy with the way Trump is handling the economy, what does that tell you about their personal experience of the economy? The economy is not doing well, and that's why they're blaming Trump and saying, I don't like the way he's handling the economy. If we had the strongest economy in history, then Trump's poll numbers should reflect that, right? The people should be, overjoyed to be experiencing this massive economic boom, and they should have confidence in Trump because they should be crediting Trump for this boom. After all, Trump says that before he was president a year ago, We had the worst economy in the history of the world. Now we have the greatest economy. And so, if there's been such a massive transformation of our economy in such a short period of time, you would think that the voters would be rejoicing, and or the people who are being pled, and they would be giving